on our interview today for Cheese Toast, and let's find out where Maurice is. Where are you, Maurice?
Uh, Porto Alegre, Brazil. So
Oh
right
wow.
now I got a show to do tonight in a couple of hours, and so we're doing the show before. I thought I'd do one from over here in my little cozy hotel room. It's a little chilly, but I'm here anyway. I didn't know it was winter time over here yet.
Thank you very much.
So I'm okay though. I'm gonna make it.
Well, that's good. Yeah, we're still dealing with a lot of smoke here in Alberta, and we just got 50 millimeters of rain overnight, which is like 2 inches, I think. So we got flooded pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so how long are you going to be in Brazil for?
Then you just upload.
Until the 29th. I leave on the 29th, and then they'll finally be rid of me. So, so we have some pretty good shows over here. I have about 5 more shows to do. I did 3 already, and a long drive today. We started out early this morning and drove through everything, the rain and all that stuff, all the highway and the accidents out there, and then so we made it to town, and I'm happy about shows have been going well. CD sales are way down from a long time ago, but I guess they people Maurice are doing the digital things now, and they just don't sell as much as they do. But some people like to have a souvenir. So they call it a souvenir to take as something physical they can take away from the concert, which is good. So we still selling CDs. We got the 3x3. I thought we were. Are we? Is somebody else joining us?
We were supposed to have a friend of mine down in New Orleans join us, but he was supposed to do jury duty, and then that got canceled. So we're gonna reschedule that. So when he's not, when he's available, yeah.
Okay, so it's about me. We're gonna have to show the CD then. I was trying not to hog everything. So the 3x3 CD, it's a shameless commercial, and we're selling these. Freddie Dixon was over here in November of last year, which was summertime then down here. So it's the exact opposite of us, So I didn't know that. So it's quite breezy here. So I need I need a heater, so I'm going to buy one of those tomorrow. This will be my 5th heater I bought, because I come over to Europe and some days it's really chilly. I got to, really got to bundle up and got extra covers and everything. And I end up buying a heater some kind of way, and I don't want to drag it home because they used to be bigger and heavier, and then you put them in your luggage, you're going like, oh man, I got to take out my, my heavy socks and everything. See, so it's just a bother. But now they got nice little compact things, In fact, I have one at home. I should have brought that with me, I didn't realize.
Thank you.
Well, I'm speaking. Hey, Brazil, it's gonna be warm as Texas,
Yeah, exactly. I think everybody thinks that when they hear about Brazil, they're always thinking that the Amazon rainforest and all that sort of stuff has got to be nice and warm.
But and then it's not like the tropics. So they have they like the north part and then the south part, and then they have the mountains here too. See, anything to deal with mountains, boy, that temperature just like that drops tremendously. So you don't have a chance to do anything. Yeah, so wrap it up. or freeze
So
it off. You know.
Are you pretty much located near mountains where you are right now?
No, we came through the mountains. I'm not really sure because they just kind of like show up while we're driving. You know, I'm just riding this time. I know driving this time, so I feel blessed that that I will have good transportation over here. The promoters has arranged some good transportation, and this is a really nice hotel that I'm staying in tonight and tomorrow. And I think back to the other stuff the next day, probably. You know,
right.
I'm good. So it doesn't stay good all the way through. You know, it just kind of like woo, you know, bottoms out a little bit and then climbs again. So. But I'm having a good time over here, you know, and there's some people that I met over here. This is my third trip over here to Brazil, and
so where do people
so it's some people definitely showing up on the gigs, and some musicians that didn't get a chance to play with me last time that are playing with me this time, you know, and some of the ones that played with me last time, you know, showing up, you know, and taking, you know, we're taking. I probably took about 30 photos and with the people in the club. The gig before last. The last gig was a little strange. Yesterday, was that yesterday? No, day before yesterday. We played a custom car show.
Oh wow!
In a town I cannot pronounce. So anyway, it was a pretty big town, and the custom cars there was just outrageous. You know, it was really good place, and so we, you know, kind of like a Holiday Inn band on that. You know, we just had one hour set. And the people standing there, you know, eating their popcorn and hot dogs and stuff, you know, and doing, you know, looking at the cars. So we just, you know, sort of like a jukebox or something like that over in the corner, you know, kind of like what we're doing. Yeah. So this time the whole concert is kind of focused on what we're doing, you know.
Like
and they kind of the club owner plays saxophone, so I guess I got to play some saxophone tonight too, you know. So,
are you you're playing with some guys that are local that you met down there?
Yeah, I didn't
these two guys I haven't played with before. I might have met them before, but I can't remember everybody's name. That was like last time we were here was maybe 4 or 5 years ago or something, before the pandemic, you know. See, so and everybody go, hey, remember me like 5 years ago? And I'm going, no. So, but you know, your face is familiar, but you know, so I'm kind of doing that kind of stuff with the folks here, and they're you know, they're really happy when they get in the club and listen to what we're doing. They really enjoy
so
it.
As soon as I hit end stream,
getting people to really admit that they were, oh man, you guys are playing the blues, and actually come and show up to see. Being curious is just enough for us, you know. Once they're curious enough to come, then we got them. They're going to be showing up for a while, you know. So I'm getting some seriously good. People shooting the videos out there now. So there's some videos floating around on Facebook and Instagram like that now, that from the concerts that we've done already, especially. I've heard about this one. This guy had an old piano in his club, but it wasn't on the stage. It was out there like a little on a patio or something like that, you know. And so the promoter thought it was a good idea if I played the first set on the stage like that, and then go out and play the piano on the patio for a couple of songs, you know. Man, wow. I went out there, it'd be about 30 people around that piano. So I said, I better know how to play something, you know. So they stood around there and we had a good little time. I felt like it was after the show, actually. I said, no, it's not after the show. I got to play another set, you know. Get on back out of here, you know. But we had a good time. Somebody filmed it, you know, and it was, you know, wonderful for me anyway.
Amazing. Yeah, I've noticed I was shopping around looking for certain guitars on the internet, and there was some guys that were playing some pretty nice looking guitars down in that area of Brazil, and I was impressed on what they knew as far as how to play blues as a Canadian. Like, they're really well educated on it.
The guys who we played with on the weekend, I don't know their full name, but one of the guitar players named Emerson. He came and so I'm playing next weekend with them too. Emerson and this another the bass player's name
Messenger.
That's his nickname, I guess, Vila. So keep it simple so I can remember it, you know. And he's playing bass with us, and he knew a lot about the custom cars, which was good. So he was showing me around and said, "Oh, this car here was only made in Brazil," and I was like, "Wow!" I was really, you know, surprised at what he knew about that. The Ford Maverick was made in Brazil, and that's what he was telling me, you know. And wow, there was some wild stuff in that car show, and I'm gonna send you a couple of photos later, something, you know.
Yeah, we can add that to the video later on after the show. So how much time do you have left before you start your next gig?
Well, probably about 15, 20 minutes, you know, if I got to start getting ready, you know. So I look like I'm awake and know that I'm actually here, you know. So this is a good experience for me anyway. You know, they shuffling me around pretty good here, you know, but it's doable. Let's put it that way, you know. And when it's my experience, you know, when the promoters get you over here, they try to get as much as they can out of you. But I messed around and did they thought it'd be a good idea to do a video and just like advertise the show and said, you know, my name is Maurice John Bond, blah, 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 blah. And then what they did was after I did that video and I sent it to them, then they started putting all my dates and scrolling down the side of the screen while I'm talking, which is kind of cool. In case they don't understand what, you know, like what I'm saying, then the dates are scrolling like that in the towns that where I got to play in, you know. And so I thought that was pretty cool. And in addition to, and I guess the club owner gets to put their little stamp on it. Yeah, this guy's actually gonna be here, you know. And then I say what I'm gonna say and all that. So it kind of stitch it together, you know, because I did my part already, and then they send it to them, you know, and then they kind of put their stamp on it, so to speak, you know, and then it kind of looks like, oh wow, this guy's really showed up, you know, and you know, so I guess we'll be sorry. Well,
that just made me that made me wonder that when you're I remember when you're playing in Canada, we'd always wherever you were playing. In Edmonton, especially, we'd always know that when you were going to be there, and we also knew other blues bands that were coming through. Do the things kind of work the same way down in Brazil, where you'd be down there and you can see on their calendar in the club or wherever who's going to be coming in next?
Yes, especially if they're using the same promotional system, because sometimes the same promoter is bringing other artists through to the same clubs, or if it's another promoter bringing artists through to the club, and they have anything to do in the same genre as you, then they will probably mention that. Like, say, for instance, maybe Deanna Bogart or somebody like Tommy Castro or somebody like that. They might be playing that club, but they're not with the same promoter because they have big time booking agents, and I don't. I don't. Okay, so so that's the difference, the promoter would be a different person, somebody that's got sponsors and everything, sometimes and more times than not, there'll be, the money will be a lot nicer, that way, with the sponsors and everything.
Yeah, and it's kind of the same across the board in Canada as well. It all depends on who the act is and what kind of like you say sponsorship or if you're with a record label or promoter. I've always noticed other bands that that we hang out with and stuff have better promotion than we do, and then they're playing bigger gigs and more frequently and stuff, but we're all kind of in the same bag as far as music goes.
But sometimes these people, like say, for instance, if they got to get more money out of those dates for the artists, and for the for the sake of the people and everything, the people, the tickets are higher, the promotion, they're spending more on promotion. Like, say, they might do a local TV spot there, which costs money, and they'll do as many interviews as they can, like that, which variably between the cost and money and calling in favors and just in general being with a publicist whom you have to pay as well. See, so all those things kind of work together. That's where it's supposed to work together like that. And sometimes the record company is pumping in money, and sometimes they're just not pumping in money. So you got to see, those. That's where those things are supposed to work. You see, So I have my own record company, and that's when we did this CD. That's a blessing for us because nobody was telling us how to do the CD, and this doesn't go with that, and you shouldn't use this person or use that artist like that. And that was the blessing that we had with doing this CD in the first place, and that, and like when we was talking with Freddie, we were reiterating the same thing, that was really important for us, and not like, okay, we put our big pants on and this time and we're really doing something. It's just that we had the freedom to put together the CD is exactly the way we wanted to. One thing I'm sorry about, though, that I'm going to do something about next time. We did a collaboration, so to speak, this time, and when you're dealing with the digital side of it, they have these forms that you have to do everything according to this form, or it's just not going to work, or it's not going to upload. It's not going to do this. I spent about 2 weeks correcting things, and then it went up and then came back down, and then it's denied and things like that, trying to conform to some of these regulations. And now the mistake that I think is written in there is it didn't separate each one of us artists for each song. So now the whole CD is Freddie Dixon, John Watkins, and Maurice John Vaughn sang every song, and we didn't. Freddie sang 7 songs,
right,
John sang 7 songs, and I sang 7 songs. But that's the way it's listed in there. Yeah, all of it.
Yeah, so, things like everybody's experienced that. I've noticed that a lot of younger musicians that are just getting started have a lot of questions about what that's like, and there's a few different websites that are there to help artists, and they take care of a lot of the headaches. However, you're always paying for something, whether it's whatever website. I'm not going to mention any of the websites, but they're there for kind of doing what managers and publicists and A&R guys kind of do.
Well, there's a lot of people hanging around to take your money,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I find something for you to pay me for,
Yeah.
So it's like whether you need help or you need a lot of help. So you're gonna have to no, I'm gonna have to help. I'll help you, don't worry, and so leave that up to me. And when they say that, you better look out. Just like my friend Kenny Pickens said, when they say that, you better look out.
So in Brazil, what's the music environment like as far as radio stations and supporting the blues? Is there a lot of support for the blues in Brazil?
Where I am now, over Brazil, I'm not sure of the music scene at all here. I only know what the promoters tell me right now. Because I mean, as far as like Brazil goes, because I'm trying to find we're going to look. I'm trying to find a distributor over here before I leave here. For things that are coming off on my label, and if we got a few things down the pipe. We have the 3x3 CD, of course, that's on Reese Records. That's my record label, and we're going to release Shirley's new CD. I don't know if she's using another record label. It doesn't matter. We're we're putting it together. I'm producing it, and it's just about finished. Shirley Johnson's new CD. And when that gets finished, we'll put that out. And then there's Maurice John Vaughn Review CD from the old days. We're going to put that out too. It's live. It's including Mr. Donald Ray Johnson, Nathaniel B.J. Emery, the trombonist, and Velvet McNair, who unfortunately has passed on. So we're going to put that out and kind of in her memory there. And myself, all 4 of us artists are on the live one, and we recorded that in Edmonton at the Commercial Hotel.
What I meant was like in Edmonton, they have the CKUA, and there's some blues programs run by a couple of disc jockeys, and they're strictly blues. I was just wondering if you've heard of any stations in Brazil that are kind of like that have a blues program.
Well, I think he mentioned one station. I probably can't remember the call letters of it, and I didn't, that kind of question kind of caught me by surprise. You'd have to probably ask them, or I could probably find out for you and shoot you that, man. But if somebody has a question about that, they're welcome to send in the question, and we'll try to answer it for them. If we want to do it that way.
I'm just thinking.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just thinking that you might meet somebody on a gig that says, "Hi, I'm so and so. I'm on so and so radio station," and that's because there's a few guys in Edmonton that are blues fans, and they'll actually come out and talk to you at your gig, and then
Okay, yeah, I've done that before, but there's a whole lot of drinking going on in those clubs. You know what I mean? So, and people tend to be king of Egypt, and you know what I mean. Al Green's manager. Let me see. I met. Let me see. People that. Oh, I can get you O.J. Simpson to sponsor you on and I can do this and I can do that. Oh wow, like I said, yeah, it's a whole lot of drinking good whiskey over here in this club, boy. I'm telling you. So you can't really tell that some of them can pull out a little business card and you can call them the next day and they go like, this number is disconnected.
Yeah. And probably the radio stations are not speaking English either, right?
Oh, you're right. Well, they speak Portuguese over here. So, right. And the promoter that I'm came over here with, he's actually from Argentina, where they speak Spanish. And so he speaks, when he gets angry, he speaks Spanish. So, and the Portuguese people kind of like this, and he talks very loud. So
wow,
I don't know, but he's okay. He's a good guy, though. Anyway, so we're dealing with him, and Freddie came over here in November. Freddie Dixon, and Vino came over here in July. No, that's me. March, I think he came over. Vino came over. Vino Loudon, he came over here, and we actually been friends since the 70s. Vino and I, we used to play in a top 40 soul band back in the 70s, in the mid 70s. With and then we were talking, of course, about that, in the middle of that. And we got the yakking about that. And I said, hey, let's take a picture together. And this guy just stuck his head in the middle of a whole thing and photobombed us, like that. Everybody go like, okay, who's the guy in the middle? I don't know him, okay? So I don't figure out how to Photoshop him out of that, So,
wow.
But anyway, so that's what the people over here are asking, who's this guy over here, So I have no idea. So maybe he's Shania Twain's manager or something. I don't know.
You never know.
So they tell me. Yeah. It can kind of come up with the big stories before they leave. Hey, I'll tell everybody this when I get there. Yeah, okay, like that, So they have to practice. I know that much anyway, So. And I'm always happy to talk to you, Larry. Man, because I like what we got going here. So. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's kind of cool too, and whenever you or I are on the road, we can still do the show. And I'm really sorry that I wasn't able to get the guest that I wanted to today, but things happen, and so I'm so glad that you were able to come and tell us what's going on in Brazil. So we'll.
Oh yeah. I don't really know. I only know what I've been shown here in Brazil and what I've been shuffled around, to see, like that. I saw the bananas on the tree for the first time in person. That was kind of, a big event for me, like that. There's the bananas. They're actually growing on the tree before they knock them off there and put them in the supermarket. You know what I mean? So that kind of stuff is kind of important. I saw somebody slice up a coconut real fast with a big machete last time I was here. And I said, wow, that guy sure did slice up that coconut fast. I'm going to stay way over here on this side. But those things, I guess you don't see that every day. Where I live.
No, that's for sure. Not in Edmonton. You don't see too many bananas on trees.
Yeah, chop that, knock that coconut off of that. Yeah, so it was it was good. Those things are good experience. Of course, the people enjoy the beach here. When on the towns that's on the water, Recife is one of them. It's in the north, and the weather stays pretty much calmer in the north part, because not as closer to the central part, where the weather doesn't vary as much, or reverse between winter and summer like that. It kind of stays, in the same zone, temperate, like that. So a heater, what's that? So
yeah, I know, that's kind of crazy. It's like some people are, when you live there your whole life, they probably aren't phased by it. It's like if I was to go down to Texas where you live, and I probably wouldn't even be able to go outside because it gets so hot.
It's just that you mentioned that. My wife told me, said this week it's in Houston, it's going to be 107 every day.
Wow.
That's for the people that do centigrade, it's 41.6. So that's pretty warm.
That's hot.
Yeah, it is.
Fry an egg on your face. Okay, it's done. It's a dangerous hot for me. I just kind of like if you could get, and this is the season. It's sadly where people forget and leave the kids in the car and the dog and things like that, and they have actually died from that, that kind of stuff like that, because that's the heat goes way over 120, and then you like that, it's doesn't take 10-15 minutes, and then somebody can roast.
That happens all the way up here, so it's like just people aren't thinking when the weather's gets hot, but.
And I feel sorry for the homeless people too. Some, if they don't want to conform to the shelter's rules, then they want to go by their own rules. And I go where I want to go. Yeah, and then sometimes you somewhere where nobody can care for you or does care for you, and then unfortunately people lose their lives like that, so and dying alone, so that's pretty scary there. So we're trying to watch out for them when we see them. Yeah,
everybody's got to do that. It's the same up here. Those are all really common things. So when you get back to the States, do you have stuff coming up there as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Houston a few days, and then I'm going to back to Chicago, and I have a few shows up that way, and I'll be checking on my where they had did some repairs to the house. I'm up in Indiana. And so I have to go, and hello, Indiana folks. And then we have to go back over there and check on the house, and we might be selling, and then we move down to Houston permanently. I know where my sons are down there, so we're doing that. I got a brother and my sister-in-law that's still living in Chicago there. I want to say hi to them, anyway, and a bunch of cousins. Hello, cousins. How you doing? Okay. All right. Now, man, maybe you pay me that $5, yo. Okay. So.
Well, we'll have to put a listing of all the upcoming shows and stuff, plus what's going on in Brazil at the end of the video. And I guess we'll probably talk again.
I just send you my little commercial thing and see if it, if they want to run it, because it's in English. I'm speaking English, but but they're running all the dates there on.
I saw it.
And And this time they're not running them all in my face like this, all over the face. Right, well,
That's
what
nice
happened
of the
to
promoter.
me? I'm back there just like this, all this. So anyway, they kind of running down the side. Then I think it was really cool that they got excited about that. That's basically what the music is about. It's about creating some excitement for the people.
Exactly.
And you can do that. I feel good the next day. And the next day after that. Because we extended ourselves a little bit. Even to the risk of being called silly, So we just extending ourselves as much as we can, just to entertain the people. And that's what it's about.
And I think it's important that our show does this as well. In general, aside from that, is always at the end, we'd like to be able to show people where where the performers are actually going to be playing next and what their schedules are like.
I know what you mean.
Interesting talking to Big Dave about that.
It's nice to have a schedule.
Well, yeah.
Have one. The only gig that I know about so far will be August the 6th. August the 6th at the Poorhouse in DeMott, Indiana. And that will be with Bob Mandarino and the Home Wreckers. And I will be the special guest host with them down at the Poorhouse in DeMott, Indiana. Come on down. The Poorhouse is P-O-U-R, Poorhouse, okay?
Oh,
like this.
That's cool.
Okay. And it's about 900 poorhouses all over the world. So, especially in England. So get the one right in DeMott, Indiana, okay, on Route 10. And we'll see you there. All right?